This is a bot. This one in particular, this is a Joy bot. I make lots and lots of these things. I hand paint them on a domino, and I would love for you to make your own bot. This Joy bot is programmed to give you joy, give you outrageous compliments. I also make love bots. They of course love you. I make brave bots. They give you a bit of courage when things feel a bit uncertain. Inspiration bots will give you a burst of creativity when you need some. I also love to find different ways to put bots out into the world. I make big wall installations of bots. I donate brave bots to children's hospitals so kids can get a bit of bravery when they need some. I leave random bots throughout different cities throughout the world so strangers can find them. So I need one other way to put bots out in the world because I can't make enough of them. So I'd love to teach you how to make a bot, and that's what this video is about. I want you to take this idea of building a bot, I want you to steal it, and I want you to make your own. I'll just tell you a little bit about how the bots got started. It all got started with this drawing. I was making this drawing, and here's what it says. It says, imagine that you had a giant, invisible, imaginary robot that followed you around and gave you outrageous compliments. So in this drawing, this robot is giving this little guy with a hat, it's saying, nice pants. You can't really see it because I've got all these notes and other stuff around this drawing. Anyways, this was the very first robot drawing I made. I made it back in, I don't know, maybe back in 2008. And I gave this drawing away as part of a big notebook I gave to clients and people that I knew. But it's just stuck with me. And a friend of mine said, you know, you should make one of these giant imaginary robots. But I couldn't really make a giant imaginary robot. So I figured, well, how could I make a robot? And another friend of mine said, well, you should put it on a domino. And that's how the robots came about. How to do it. You use these Sharpies, these oil paint Sharpies. It's got to be oil paint. And what's great about oil paint is that it stays. What's terrible about oil paint is that it stays. It stays on your clothes. It can stay on your hands. But these are the pens you use. They're called oil paint Sharpie pens. I also use these other ones. They're called Crink pens. They're fancier and they're more expensive, but I use both types. And they're oil paint, and they only come off of your hands with a little bit of turpentine, and they don't come off your clothes at all. And these are the two types that I use. I also use something called Krylon, a Krylon pen. That's the metallics that I use. So Sharpies, Crinks, and Krylons. I get some blank dominoes, and I buy these blanks now. I buy them wholesale. I buy them from a company called CHH Games, and I buy them in bulk. So I buy about 500 dominoes at a time. But you can buy dominoes anywhere. You can buy them at Target, you can buy them at Kmart. Them out and you start to paint. And the way I do it is I do the big sort of base of the domino first. And I work by just putting in big shapes of color. So on these dominoes I'm going to start just by laying down one shape first. I'm going to start with my metallic gold, and I'm going to lay down just big shapes of metallic gold. So I'm going to put in some squares, and then I like to put in some sort of circles, and I just play with different shapes. I have no idea what the bot's going to look like as I'm doing it. Honestly, as I'm making bots, I have no idea what they're going to look like until they're done. After I'm done with them, I don't even know, have any memory of having even made them. But I lay my shapes down one at a time. I put in my gold, then I just start to quickly add all of my different colors. And I don't do any kind of thinking. When I'm making my bots, I just lay down my different colors. I always leave the inside of the bot, the very center of the bot, so their chest and their stomach area. I put a little image there, and that kind of represents the kind of bot that it is. So I lay all my colors down. And then the last thing that I do after I lay my colors down is I put my white for some detail. I use dots or lines. I add some detail with that. And then the very last thing that I do is I add my black. My black line is kind of where I really give it its shape. I give it its features, its eyes, its mouth, its teeth. I give it its little sort of arms, its robot arms and its legs. And then the very, very last thing that I do is I sign them. I sign every one of my bots. I put it on the side and I sign my name and I date it. And I try to track the number of bots that I've done. And so I'm up to about 20,700 and I don't know, however many I'm at. And I write them down and I do it out of infinity because I have no idea how many bots I'm going to do. Okay, your final step once your bot is completely finished, it needs to be protected. It needs to be protected with a clear coat, which is a water-based polyurethane, clear, needs to be put on top of the bot. Just a quick 1 or 2 brush strokes. This can get bought at any hardware store. It's pretty easy. You just need a quart of this stuff. That's it. 1 or 2 strokes, boom, you're done. Dries in about 15 or 20 minutes. That way you can take it with you anywhere, put it in your pocket. It protects it from scratches and getting banged around with your car keys. Bravery and joy and love, or whatever kind of bot you've got on the go, that's what you need. So when you're thinking about making a bot, maybe the first thing you should do before you even start to make your bot is kind of go, who's this bot for? Is it somebody who's having a birthday? Maybe you want to make a birthday bot. Is it somebody who's having somebody you want to thank for something that they've done? Maybe you want to make a thank you bot for them. Somebody's having a hard time. Maybe you want to make them just kind of a pick-me-up bot. Or somebody who you miss. Maybe it's a thinking of you bot. My goal is just to keep making bots until I get sick of them. But I also want to have more bots out in the world, and it's okay that if I'm not the only one that makes them, I'm excited for other people to make them. So if you're an art teacher and you want to teach your kids how to make bots, hopefully this video will help. If you're somebody who just likes to make bots, hopefully this video will help. And hope you take it, use it, steal this idea, change the bots, make them yours. If you learn something about making bots, if you change them in any way, just please let me know. I'd love to keep learning about how the bots can help. Thanks.